Hello all. Okay, so on today's Dale excursion, I set off from Dundee and then here at Lock Katrine. I'm going to have a shot on the Sir steamboat. It's a 2-hour cruise, so I've actually just arrived here at the visitor centre area. It's busy. It's actually quite busy. This is during the week, during the day, and it's still busy. So you can imagine what it would be like at a weekend on a Saturday. I was here last Sunday or the Sunday before with the Caledonian Hill Walking Club, and I walked up to Ben venue, and we ended up here, and it was busy. I've done a video on that on my channel earlier on regarding my hill walk with the Caledonian Hike Club. So when I saw this area, I said I'm coming back here again to have a shot on the steamboat. So here I am, arrived back, and I'm just going to have a bit of lunch first before I go. There's like a cafe in that here as well, but I'm just keeping it simple, back to basics, just simple grub to keep us going for the afternoon, rather than spend a fortune, because I've had to pay for the parking here as well. So actually it's I went for the £6 for the 8 hours, so I won't be there that long, but I'd just rather have more time than too little. So when I get my lunch and finish here, I'll go out. I was trying to show you on Google a bit about this area, but I can't get a signal, so I'll just have to show you the information boards when I finish my dinner, and then I'll show you the boat, and I'll take footage through my 2-hour boat tour on Lock Katrine. But it's a lovely area that in it. This is it. So they do bike hire, cafes there, coach and bus coach parking here. So it's certainly a lot of visitors come here. So it's very well touristy like. So, but I can't show you anything online because I can't get a signal. So I'll just have to show you information boards when I get out of here, and I'll go out and walk around and I'll record the footage of some of the information boards. The tour I'm on anyway it's cost me £30 for an adult for the 2-hour Sir Scott steamboat tour on Loch Katrine. That's what the ticket is at the time of this, 2025. So my boat tour's at 2:30, so I got here fairly early for once, not leaving it to the last minute like what I normally do. I've actually got here an hour early, so I've got time on my dinner, have a wee wander around. I'll show you around anyway once I've had my dinner. I'll get out and have a walk around first, show you the pier, etc, etc. And then when I go on the boat trip, we'll get footage throughout and photos as well. Right, so first thing is dinner. And that will do me. I don't need to spend an absolute fortune for touristy fancy food that and not made of money. So something simple like this will do the same job. It will quench my hunger for the afternoon at least. And perhaps maybe later I'll have a shot on some of the bikes at another day. They do electric bike hire there, but again, it's quite pricey. There's the prices there. I can zoom right in and show you. So I might give that a go sometime in the future. But one thing at a time though, I'm going to do the boat tour. But dinner first, then I'll go out and have a wee look around. So regarding that bike hire thing I was on about, see, I wouldn't come up here to hire an ordinary bike. I would just take my own bike on the back carrier on my car, bike carrier. But I wouldn't mind getting the e-bike a shot, the electric bike or electric assist. It's basically a moped in a way. But that would be for a future day, no today. But there's the prices. So it's not cheap, but I certainly wouldn't be hiring a standard bike because I've got a standard bike. But I would give the electric bike a go. Maybe have to think about what one I would go for, but probably a couple of hours or something. Maybe looking at that for a later date. But that's quite, well, for me it's quite pricey, so I'd have to really consider that. But today's discussion's about the tour boat, the steam tour boat, which is up there. I'm going to finish off my dinner here and then I'll go and show you that. So it was just something I was wanting to know about that. But it says full day, right? Does that mean 24 hours? Or does that mean the business hours when the place is open to the place is closed? So what did that actually mean by full day? Because that's quite a lot of money if it's like, if it's say open for, I don't know what their opening hours are, but not yet. But a full day for me is 24 hours. So like the price before it is 4 hours, which is 45 quid. So it goes to full day. So a full day would be, in my reckoning, a full day is 24 hours. But do they mean a full day for their actually opening hours, right? I haven't even looked into it yet, but just sort of thinking that now as just sort of looking at it. But I'll finish off here first and I'll go have a look. So I forgot to mention as well, see on the way up here when I was driving up along the A84 and onto the A9, the A821, the scenery was absolutely beautiful. I forgot to, well, I didn't really, I was just wanting to get here. I felt as though I maybe should have recorded some of the footage for you on the, the windscreen mount, but just take my word for it. If you're ever coming up here and you're going on the A821, the scenery is quite spectacular. At least that's my opinion of it. It was really spectacular. So I felt as though I should have recorded it for you, but anyway, it's really about a steamboat. So, but it was a pleasant drive. That was my experience of it today. Anyway, there wasn't that much traffic. It was nice. I mean, it would get busy if it was bank holiday or a weekend or something. You'd be rest assured it would be. But yeah, I went through some real spectacular. It was just a very narrow country lane, that leads to here. But I drove through some really nice scenery, and there was like this old grey old building. I can't remember what it was called, but maybe some fancy hotel or something. But it was really it makes an impression when you saw it, So in a bit just finish my juice here, and I'll get out. Right, so that's me already, more or less. Car's all parked, paid for the parking. I'm just going to get my boarding pass from just up the ticket office there. I booked it online, but you still need to get a boarding pass. I'm actually going to ask them about the prices, if that's full days for 24 hour or the opening times. I might have a wee look at this cafe. I'm not getting any good. I'll just have a wee sort of walk past it just to get a look. The pier's over there, that's where the boat's going to be leaving from. It's public toilets, which are actually free, so which is handy, very handy. The car park's really busy, and this is during the week. This is a Wednesday afternoon during the week with the schools and works in, and it's really busy. So imagine what it'll be like when it's a weekend or a bank holiday. So I checked for the opening hours. I checked for the price for that full day. The full day is their opening hours, which is 9 to 5. So that's 8 hours for the electric. Well, I would only have a shot on the electric bike. So if I was to do the 8 hours, which is the full day, that's what they call it, it'd be £55. So that'd be a future thing anyway. I'd have to think about that one, and maybe the 2 hours for 27, but then you think about it, 1 hour's £22, and it goes for only an extra £5 and you get 2 hours, and then it goes to 45 for 4. It's pricing, it's like anything else, it's price psychology. But anyway, I'm going to get my boarding pass, which is more important because it leaves at 2:30, so I've got about half an hour just to spare. So it's we'll look at all that later, but first things first, the most important thing is the boarding pass. And as regarding parking, it's fairly straightforward, just it's contactless as well. You just select your hours. I went for the 8 hour one, that's £6 at 8 hours, just for so I've got more than enough time, so to speak. I'll never need all that, but I'm going to I'd rather have more time than 2 little. There's a wee bit about the ships, the price, tours and stuff. As I say, I was going to show you online, but I can't get a signal, so I'm just going to show you the information that's about here. As I say, I'm going on the the steam one, so I've got my boarding pass. It's quite easy, just because you get a booking reference number when you book it online. So there's like a gift shop as well. Maybe have a wee nosy in there, and I'll have a wee look at the cafe. Just not really got the door there, so I'll maybe get some later if it's still open if I feel like it. It's As you can probably imagine, it's really busy, bustling with tourists. It's a really nice tourist area. So I'm not getting any moment, just maybe look inside this building as well. It's quite an old building, so and the cafe's in here. So just give you an idea of what it's like. Looks really good actually. So maybe if I've got time left over after the tour, I'll maybe go in there and get a coffee and a cake, as I always do. But yeah, it does look. I'll go and ask them what time they close. The tour will be back about 4:30. It's a 2-hour tour, so I'll go and ask them and find out what time they shut. So they close at 5 o'clock. They stop serving food at 4:30. So the tour gets back at 4:30, but they probably still do coffees and cakes, he was saying. So if there's time I might do that, I'll just see how I feel. Let's go and have a look at the pier now. So yeah, it's nice here. There's the pier nut. So show you a wee bit around. You can see the Sir Scott steamboat. And you'll see venue, which we hiked up a couple of weeks ago with the Caledonian Hill Walking Club that I'm with. So they start boarding 10 minutes before it sails off at 2:30. So I'd want to be getting along there about 2:20. So if you had one of these bikes, electric bikes, if I was having a shot at one of them, I would be cycling along this way. You know, it would be quite lovely, I would reckon. Or I could even take my own bike. So it's not to say I can't bring my own bike, yeah. I could bring that on the bike carrier. But it's the actual novelty of having a shot of an electric bike is the thing. So there it is anyway, that's the Sir Walter Scott steamboat. Venue. Let's see if we can show you this. There's another boat. The Ben venue's up there somewhere, eh? What are the hills now? I can't remember exactly what one it was, but it was one of them anyway. It was one of the hilltops, 700 metres above sea level. I think actually it was further along that way. We'll see it for sure when we go in the boat, because I was able to see the boats from the hilltop that I was at with the hike club. So vice versa. And I'm sure there'll probably be a live commentary or a tape recorder commentary that will point out highlights along the tour, the boat steamboat tour on Lock Katrine, or Loch Katrine rather. So that's probably the diesel boat or something. I think it must be. Diesel will be, whereas this is the actual steamboat, the iconic steamboat, or historic or classic steamboat would be the description being because it's steam, it'll be classical kind of. So yeah, so far the weather's good, so hopefully it'll remain good throughout the tour. Rob Roy Loch Katrine. There's other small boats here as well. Board, quite a lot to take in, so I'm just going to have to skim past it with the camera. You could pause it or whatever. No, I'm going to be staying here too long. I always look back at that. And then I've got more of a sort of general area, broader like description of the area on this information board. So I couldn't get that online earlier because I wasn't getting a signal, so I just have to show you what there is available here. That's the other tour, it's the Lady of the Lake it's called, if I could try and show you that. It's just coming into the pier now. So the actual tour route is will be the yellow one, I think. It goes to, don't even ask me how to pronounce that, but a pier with a name beginning with an S and ending with an R. Big long name. Strona Calacara. Anyway, that's where it's going to be going and coming back. At the moment in at the Trossachs pier. That's where the boats are at the moment. So that's basically the tour route, the tour boat tour route. So it's about quarter. It's going on just after 2:10, so I'm going to have to. I don't know how far to go, but we're going to be looking over at the big long pier bit there because there's a queue there. But so I'm booked in anyway, so I'm guaranteed to go on it. So I'll just have a wee, very quick, very brief look in this gift shop, show you what it's like.
All those boat fees, isn't it?
So there's a lot of stuff about the boat here. I never really got a chance to read all this, but there's a lot, and I'm just going to show you just how much there is, and then but anyway, there you go, it's quite nice. So they're boarding now, so it's time to get into the queue. So there's three toilets on it as well, so that's always good to know. So this is set sail now.
Gallons of water or 750 million litres of water in any 24-hour period. Putting that into context, it's about 2 kilometres wide, and it's well over 100 side above the tree line there, you've got the summit Diane, 454 metres. Don't forget for every single snare ticket we issue, there's free walk-up Diane included. It only takes an hour, folks. 454 metres. And on the left, you've got the funnel.
So that's Ben Venue. It was up there with the Hill Walking Club a couple of weeks ago, and that's where I saw the steamboats from. So that's Ben Venue. Ben Venue is it called, but steam engine down there as well.
To the birthplace of tourism. Now I know that sounds like a very grandiose boast, but it is true, and it's all because of this island that you can see looking at the side here, called Ellen's Island. It was named and they claim it's got Lawrence Robertson's stories of When it was published, it went on to sell 25,000 editions in its first 8 months, making it So welcome to Lock Katrine. Welcome to the birthplace of tourism. As we come past Ellen's Isle, if you look ahead of us, so you can head out over the side and have a wee look up ahead of us. You get some kind of idea of the size of the body of water that you're on. Some 51,000 million cubic litres of water.
So on below deck, they've got like the toilets and that there, and there's a bar cafe as well. There's a bar stroke cafe on here. I might get something out of that, I'll see. Everybody's up on the top deck because of the good weather, of course. I just have to be explore around the ship.
You'll see the rocky peninsula jutting out into the Loch, and that is Oil Point. Roughly translated from the Gaelic, it means the wooded meadow, and that's what you see the open grassy area with the trees behind it. Now, the more observant of you, however, might recognise that as music. You can watch it if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's well worth a watch because the kids dispose of Billy Connolly. Even back in the 1930s, there's Robert Brother, Great Richard Haney in the 30s version, Kenneth Moore 1959, Robert Broad 76-ish, and in 2009 it was
So I'm going to get myself a coffee from the cafe. So this is just the lower of the front bit. I've got myself a nice coffee, a latte. Obviously I'm driving, so I won't be able to go for any alcohol beverages. It'll just have to be a coffee or something. It shows a coffee. But this is just a wee look down here at the front. Under deck at the front. Lower front deck. Very nice.
Sleep in this beautiful house. As part of the ceremony, a 21 cannon salute was given for the Queen, and the blast from the cannon shattered all the windows. Being forced to find accommodation elsewhere, she did so in Trossachs Hotel on the side of Lock Katrine, which is now Time War. To the right of the cottage and the boathouse is a stone structure forming the entrance to the main water aqueducts from Lock Katrine to Glasgow. The idea of bringing in water by gravity from Loch Katrine, 34 miles north of Glasgow, was suggested as early as 1846 by Lewis Gordon, the UK's first Professor of Engineering. The project was later developed in 1852 by leading water engineer John Bateman, famous for designing Manchester's water supply system. Could supply 50 million gallons or almost 227 million litres of water per day to Glasgow. Though the aqueduct was designed to carry 50 million gallons or 227 million litres, 42 million gallons or 191 million of litres going to the rough surface of the tunnels of 36 square miles for the relatively low cost of £918,000.
So that'll be the other port at the far end, just coming to now. Can't even do not announce it. That's where it goes far and it'll go over, turn back. So S and ends with that, like an old word. Like an old word, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Oh, shit, but let's forget about that anyway. I'm sure it'll come through in the tour guide thing. I'm sure that will come through.
Folks, we're just beginning our approach into Loch this afternoon. Slated means the stonemason's point in Gaelic. This, as we move alongside the pier, this is to disembark any single fare passengers or pick up single fare passengers only. So if you have a return ticket, we do strong support of the day. And if you miss it, it's a photo. And people do get off and they do wander away into the wilds of Loch looking for Marks and Spencers or something. And then they probably get lost and get left behind. So if you have a return ticket, folks, we do strongly advise staying on board. If you are departing, thank you very much for coming aboard this afternoon.
Excuse me, sir. So I can actually hear like diesel engine thrusters. Maybe there's diesel just to supplement for manoeuvring the boat, but the main primary propeller is the steam engine. Well, I could definitely hear diesel engines for the bow thrusters and that. Yeah, definitely hear the diesel engine for the bow thrusters. It's pushing against the water, a jet of water for manoeuvring the boat. I'll just double check that when the staff there, when they're not so busy, they're obviously loading and unloading passengers, but I'll maybe ask that later on. But yeah, I could definitely hear diesel engines, maybe also diesel generator to supplement the electricity for the on-board electrical stuff. So definitely hear an engine, but as I say, the main primary propulsion of the boat is the steam engine, as you saw. That's okay. So I was actually speaking to the engineer, and it's true enough, they do use a diesel generator for the electrics on board. They also use the diesel generator for the bow thrusters for jetting the water against, to manoeuvre the ship basically, it's the ship steering in this case, for manoeuvre it into tight spaces. But it's the main primary mover, and that bell is like the signals the engineer to either full steam ahead, is where they say it comes from, adjust the steam pressure of the engines. So that's the diesel thrusters that are pushing the boat out from the pier, but the main mover is the diesel engine, the steam engine obviously. And
good afternoon once again, folks. I'd just like to welcome on board those folks that joined us here at Loch. If you do require a ticket, please pop in something a little bit stronger than caffeine. We can offer now a full bar service, tennis lager, Clyde Distillery whiskey. To head out towards McGregor country, we're going to turn to the left and head up to the northwest end of the Loch, and this takes us firmly into McGregor country. Perhaps Lock Katrine's most famous resident, a certain Rob Roy McGregor, was born up the northwest end in February 1671. To do with a quarry in the
we're going further up the Loch as well, which is pretty good.
Big white building you see there,
as far as here, but we're going further up.
that was recently subdivided into 6 Katrine lets. And the old hotel is the last hotel on day trip from Glasgow back to Glasgow.
Stone wall with the archway in it. This is actually one of the McGregor graveyards with the ornaments. And if you want to look into your left hand side to the top of the Loch, you'll see a big building which will just be coming into view very shortly. And then we'll give the Iron Glade Gale. Behind that there's some old farm buildings which have been converted to Airbnbs, and behind that again is the remains of the Loch house where he himself was actually born. So there's a little bit of information for you. And immediately beside that is the immediate family, his mother and father are buried there on Cross Road with McGregor. That's a very good cemetery. I don't think the road's parallel to this part of Lock Katrine.
Was turning now, was sort of like turning back to the start, so it's kind of came from that pier and it's went up a wee bit. You see the turn of the trail, the water trail turn.
Appearance in Scottish history was in 1689 when he fought aged 18 alongside his father at the Battle of Killiecrankie as part of the Jacobite army against government forces. Although the Jacobites won the battle, the law emerged from this time. In revenge, Rob Roy began raiding the Duke's lands, stealing money and cattle, and he even succeeded in kidnapping the Duke's factor, who was carrying over £3,000 in rent at the time. He was buried in the Loch graveyard.
The steam engine actually utilises 3 pressure systems. It's a low steam pressure, there's high steam pressure, medium steam pressure and low steam pressure. The high steam pressure piston will be the smaller one, the medium sized one, and the low pressure, because there's a great surface area to harness the steam pressure, will be the largest piston, and then from there it's discharged out. So the boilers, that's what supplies the heat to boil the water for the steam. And it's operated by valves, control valves and that. It's a direct drive to the propeller as well, so there's no gearbox or reduction gears. The propeller's directly driven from the crankshaft of the steam engine. External combustion engine. Steam engines are external combustion engines as opposed to the internal combustion engine, which is your normal like car engine, truck engine, bus engine, diesel engine, petrol engine. They're internal combustion engines, because explosions happens inside the combustion chamber, the piston and cylinder. But in the steam engine, the boilers are external, and the boilers are the combustion inside that to boil the water, basically. So the steam engines, in contrast, are called external combustion engines.
So have you sorted out all the water when you've done
Find ourselves in a holding pattern, a little bit like an airport where there's a boat on the dock and we're waiting for it to clear the dock before we can go in. So we've had to slow down a bit. You probably feel that under your feet. We're going the dump, 152 RPMs down to roughly about 70-ish. So you probably feel us slowing down a little bit just to let the decibel. And we are over the deepest point of the Loch.
These belts was the telegraph system.
Anyone that needs a ticket, folks, if you don't mind just popping down to
engineers
the
got to
guys
get the
cash up
match
in
from
the
the
bar.
fuel also sends it by a means of bells, telegraph system.
Standing. So you
just went there, I didn't get that one, but that's just the telegraph system. The engineer to increase power to looks like full steam ahead, so to speak. So the engine will start speeding up. It drives a propeller at the back, unlike a paddle. It's not a paddle steam engine, it's a propeller. Triple expansion steam engine, inverted is what's they call it, what's above the crankshaft or something, above the propeller, like I think above the barrel once the pistons are below or something. There's a small, medium and large, high pressure, medium and large pressure, low pressure, the bigger surface area to harness the low pressure triple expansion steam engine. Something like 52 RPMs or something. Revolution's permanent.
Geographically speaking, the actual Trossachs is where we are right now. It's a valley between Glenanne and Bethany, bordered with Lock Katrine. Lock Katrine. It's not a big area at all. I've got to say, a market plan. It's funny that so, Trossachs. It's a funny sounding name, isn't it? It sounds like something you but it is actually an English word, and it's derived from the Gaelic and Trossachs. bells ringing again. We're going to be manoeuvring shortly into the pier. And before we let you lot off and get on with the rest of your afternoon, we're actually going to turn the vessel around to drop onto the bollards just underneath the funnel, which Duncan here is, this is Duncan, he's going to be pulling the wire rope in, and then we can use that to swing the vessel around and ready for the next departure. If you're anyway of Duncan underneath the funnel, you mind giving him a little bit of room. He's going to be bringing. Fortunately, I think Paul's deaf, so he's probably doesn't hear it. You can see that it's quite a confined space that we're in here as we head into the pier.
Back to the start of all this, back to Trossachs pier. And that bell is the telegraph, the wheel logs to the engineer, so you can adjust the throttle, the control valves for the steam. Have power to well, be slow obviously for this manoeuvre.
Hopefully it's not gotten too rusty. We'll be throwing a couple of keyblades to with us. Paul is retiring soon, so thanks for coming, Paul. So if you're anywhere near Duncan, if you don't mind giving him a little bit of room. He's a fine specimen, isn't he?
I can't manoeuvre method to swing the boat around. Something to do with tying the boat to the pier. You can't leave it around to get it to face that way.
I've
been using this method for a very long time, but can't manoeuvre. So it's a maritime, obviously, manoeuvre that the maritime term will be known by sailors.
We have one or two branded items to reflect this, including a very limited edition run of Clydeside Distillery whisky. 125 bottles, each individually numbered. And
so this is back to the start of the tour recently, back to Trossachs pier. It was really good that, thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's 2 hours since, yep, 4:30. Money well spent, thoroughly enjoyed it. Just getting the boat all docked up and then offload. So yeah, it's good. Definitely recommend it. Come back and try it again. It's great. Might even get a coffee and a cake just to make the day nice. So, see what the time's like, because it's 5 o'clock the ship, but I think by the time we get there it'll be nearer 5. We'll just have to, I'm not too bothered about that, but it was a good day. So. That's it. It's good. It's just getting off now. And I'll maybe make it. I might go see if we can get a coffee and a cake if there's time, just to round off the add to the day, I suppose. I've enjoyed this. So that's it. Just disembarking now, back ashore.
She notice it when you come off.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get it out. It's only 20. My watch is fast, so it's only 25 to 5. So should be enough time for a coffee and a cake.
With the same lines as other impressive steam yachts of the day.
So yeah, that was really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was definitely worth the trip. I recommend it, definitely. It was really good. So yeah, Right, I'm going to get up to the cafe and just have a novelty cup of coffee and cake from the steamship cafe at Lock Katrine. It's definitely going to be toffee cake like that and a cup of white coffee or latte or something.
That's a big pot of tea.
So that was good. I got my coffee and toffee cake as well. Nice, great ending to the visit here. It's brilliant. Lovely cruise up the Loch, come back, get a nice coffee and cake. Lovely weather. And then just little like park down there. So it seems like this is sort of like a picnic area as well. You could probably use these, perhaps, I don't know. I mean, the pavement sort of goes up, like, you know, up here. The doors are closed now because it's 5 o'clock. It seems to be open for, you know, you could probably come here and get a picnic or whatnot. So yeah, it's nice. I'm just going to round the video off now. So I'll maybe go into Calendar, a place called Calendar, and get my tea there, or I might just head on back home and just get the tea, because I'm not that hungry at the moment. Like, I'll probably go for a wee walk and just hang about here for a bit, and then I'll head back. So that's the video done anyway. It was good. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The boats will be good up again tomorrow. Some docked up for the night. So yeah, brilliant. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, definitely recommend you, if you've not been here, give it a shot. Come here and try this area. It was nice. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. See what else I put up on my channel. See you later. Bye.